I'm Matt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Thule OutPace bike rack on the back of our 2020 Subaru Outback. Now this is going to be the perfect, really compact rack for you and your adventure. So if you live in somewhere where you don't have a lot of space or you don't want to really lug something that's going to be pretty heavy, if this isn't living full time on the back of your vehicle, this is going to be the one for you. But the biggest thing to me that stands out about it is the shank and the cradles fold in on itself. So it becomes very compact. This is probably one of the most compact platform racks out there. But we'd love to hear from you if this really has saved you on any space in either a comment or review. But today I'm mainly going to be focusing on how this rack's going to interact with our vehicle. And first, let's talk about how it's going to be like to have a bike on here. So when you have your bikes, even your mountain bikes, you're going to have a lot of space in between the Outback and the OutPace in your bike. Let's say you're on a really bumpy road, some gravel, and I'm moving this quite a bit, putting a lot of force in it. It's probably not going to move this much, but you can tell this is not going to make contact. Now with this, we are going to be able to get into our hatch, but I got to tilt it back first. And the way we're going to do that is pretty unique with this rack. All I have to do is come right over here to this rubberized cable. If I pull on that while holding this handle, it's going to tilt downwards. Sometimes you might have to lift a little bit on it, but then you'll get a tilt like that. And this is going to be a pretty smooth tilt, even if you have some heavier bikes on here. This is going to have a weight capacity of 55 pounds per bike, so you can even carry your smaller e-bikes. But a reason why you might want to get back here is, let's say you got to put some groceries up, but your bike's still on here, or you're getting ready for your ride. You can grab your shoes, time here, or even grab your helmet. Now for putting it back into place, that's going to be pretty straightforward too. All you have to do is come to the handle, grab it, and lift up until it clicks into place. But if we want to take a closer look at the rack itself, I'm going to remove my bike. So the way we're going to do that is by starting with these straps. I like these straps too because if I pull in the opposite direction, it works as a ratcheting device. And if you look at the angle of these are both coming at a pretty extreme angle, and that helps hold our bike in place and prevent any of that movement. Same thing is going to be on the front side too. Pressing in, getting that out of our way. And then I'm going to actually take the bike off. And the last point we're going to remove is going to be this one around our frame. Now this is going to be making frame contact. It will still work with most bikes, but if you really have a nice paint job, you don't want to scuff that up, I'd recommend a different rack. There's a couple ones that come to mind. If you want to go something a little bit more premium, Thule has the Epos. It's also going to have that folding shank, but it can mount to your frame or your tire. Or if you want to go something a little bit more affordable, if you don't need all the bells and whistles, then the Benton Shifts and Grins is really nice. It's just going to be a little bit heavier, but it still does have that folding shank. Now we can put everything back into place. I already put these straps back into the cubbies. You can put it directly into that ratcheting spot or right in these other pockets too. It's your choice. And then all you have to do is put this arm back into place. And what you could do from here, is up to you or not, is fold these cradles into place too. You see how easy they are to move? I actually would recommend leaving these out though, because when you fold it up, it's not going to block as much. But before I do that, let me get a couple measurements of it in the out position. So the first measurement I'm going to get for that is going to be the distance from the ground, our ground clearance, and that's going to be at 26 inches. That's actually a lot of ground clearance, so you don't have to worry about hitting the ground when you're going up those steeper inclines. Now, for the total distance of sitting out, since it is a fairly compact rack, this is going to be pretty close. So that's going to be just a little bit over 27 inches. Not bad at all. Still something to consider in those really tight spots like a parking spot or garage. But if you don't have any bikes on here, like I said, you can fold it up just by pulling on that strap. And this gets really close to our vehicle. But this is also why I was talking about not putting those cradles into place, because right now we only have this one arm over here and really it's not blocking anything. This is not going to block your license plate. You can still see out of your back camera. You will still have this one strap in your way, but it's still going to be very visible for you. And the same thing is going to be for your taillights and your back window. But for how it's going to install, we're going to have this 1.25" shank, and right now it's going into our 2-inch hitch receiver. The way it's able to do that is because we have this 2-inch sleeve adapter that comes with it. So this can work with your 1.25" or your 2-inch receivers. Now I will say ours is a little bit unique today because our receiver is very recessed in this Outback. This is pretty rare for this vehicle, but if you do have this same situation, this will still fit. It's just going to be pretty tight. But for most other hitches out there, you won't have this type of fit. And the way this is going to be held into place is we're going to have this hook that comes out here to the side and goes into that pinhole. I like this because you don't have to deal with any extra items that could get lost. It's all built in. Same thing for your anti-rattle device here. The way this works is you're going to have this handle that just kicks out and you can tighten it down. It's also going to have this lock core here, so it's going to give you that extra security, so you don't have to worry about anyone taking off your rack. It's also going to be key to some locks on those arms that hold your bikes into place. So one key for everything and gives you that extra security. So for me, honestly, this is probably going to be the top compact rack. Reason being is it doesn't get much smaller than this for your standard platform racks, and it's going to have a lot of those premium features. The only one downside to me is that it's going to make that frame contact. So like I said, if you want something a little bit more affordable, but it's going to be heavier, then the Benton shifts and grins is a good option. You're just going to miss out on some of those bells and whistles. Or you could go a step up and check out the Thule Epos. But with that one, it doesn't get quite as small or compact as this one we have right here. But of course, if you guys have any other questions, please let us know here at eTrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.